What's up, guys? It's Michael Ree, and I have another deck profile for you today. And this is my I called it Thunder Synchro Dragons. So basically, you're able to get out level 8 synchro monsters that happen to be all mostly dragons out pretty easy as long as you have a Mahunder and or a Pahunder or and a Vylon Prism. So let's get right into the deck profile. And like I've been doing with my recent deck profiles, I'll show you. I'll basically explain how it works, then do like a test run with you on AI just so I can show you how it works. So I'm running one Thunder King Ryo because it's only at one, and it's Thunder and Light, so you might as well use it because everything else in this deck is Thunder and Light. I'm running triple Thunder Seahorse, basically your God tier searcher in this deck. You can't if you're playing a Thunder Light deck, you have to have Thunder Seahorse in there. I'm running two Vylon Prisms, Thunder Light, and it's a tuner. It's a level 4 tuner, and the fact that if it gets sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, I believe by any means, you can equip it to one of your face-up monsters by paying 500 life points, and they get 1,000 attack during damage calculations. Then I'm running the triple Mahunder, triple Pahunder duo. Then I'm running two Watt Giraffes, a single Watt Pheasant, and a single Watt Cobra. The reason why I'm using these, the Watts in here is because they're Thunder Light, and they work really well setting up your plays, because Watt Giraffe allows you just always attack with Watt Giraffe first, and if they have no response for it, then they can't do anything. Spells, traps, and monster effects cannot be activated for the rest of the turn. So you're basically golden. You can push for your game with Watt Giraffe. Watt Pheasant is good to remove XYZ monsters of their XYZ material. And Watt Cobra is here to search for these cards, if Watt Giraffe and Watt Pheasant, if you don't happen to have them in your hand at the time. Then I'm running two Maxis, two Effect Veilers. Two Maxis because this deck can get swarmed really quickly, so you want to stop them from like overextending with Maxi. And then you have Effect Veiler because it's a light, why not? And it's a tuner. Not like I have any targets for it, but Effect Veiler is always nice to use. And it's also no, it's not. Okay. And then I'm running one Dark Hole, two Paw Duality, two Recycling Batteries. Good because most of my monsters in here, besides, I believe, Thunder Seahorse and Thunder King Ryo, I can revive with Recycling Battery. Or, not revive, add them to my hand. Then two Mystical Space Typhoon, two Forbidden Lances, one Bottomless Trap Hole, two Mirror Force, two Pinpoint Guard, two Luminize, like one of the best traps for the light attribute. Two Trap Stun, one Compulsory Evacuation Device, and one Solemn Warning. The reason I'm running Pinpoint Guard in here is because everything's level 4 for the most part, and you can just special summon them in defense position, and they can't be destroyed. So you can special summon a Watt Pheasant or something, or whatever you need. Or you can get a Pahunder Mahunder back, and if you happen to have a level 4 Light Thunder monster in your hand, you can just go right into it. You don't have and you still have your normal summon. So that's my main deck. My extra deck consists of two Jeweled Red Dragon Archfiend, so good for blowing up the field, and then attack for 3,000. Let's see, one Crimson Blader, one Avenging Knight Parshath. It's a great card. You can run it in this deck because you can, and you can do some inflicting damage. And if they happen to attack you the previous turn, and let's say they attack you have a Parshath and a Watt Giraffe on the field. If they attack your Watt Giraffe and you have a Luminize in the field, open up Luminize, throw it onto your Parshath, and let your Watt Giraffe die. And it just added whatever attack they have, and then you can switch their monster into defense position. And if it happens to have low defense, you can do some piercing damage on them, and you can make a game. Like I've done this a few times already with Parshath. It's so good. You can run in this deck because you have all light monsters, and it's quick 2 cards, nothing more. Then I'm running a 1 Constellar Ptolemy, 1 Genet Pearl, 2 Constellar Omega, 1 Photon Papilio 1 Corn, 2 Starleech Dynamo, 1 Maestroke, and 1 Cowboy. Cowboy is always good in any deck that has watts, because if you have like multiple watts in the field, you attack them directly, and if they only have 800 left, just you can synchro into. I mean, you can XYZ into a Cowboy and then just pop the 800, and then you just go GG Brian D. But I like using Omega in this deck. It is kind of weak with 24, but since you have Luminize, you can make it super nice. But the only problem is, like I said, as you know, you can't use Constellar Omega's effects if you do use Luminize. If you want to use Luminize, because it will just negate the effect of Luminize, and you won't get the attack boost. And I like Luminize because it negates the attack, and gives 1 face-up light monster you control that monster's attack until your end phase. But you do have to target it, so if it is like Obelisk or something, you won't be able to target it. So but yeah, this deck runs pretty well. You can get any card you want. You can go, if you need to get an XYZ, easy XYZ summon. If you want to get Synchro summon, easy Synchro summon. It is not that hard to play, but let's go right into this deck. Let's just show you like an example. Oh, those crashes, man. It's because I have so many custom things running on my GoPro. So let's, like I said, this is going to be an example. I'll show you what happens if you go first. It's not that bad if you do go first. So I could go into a sit on a XYZ right now. Due to the fact that I have my 100 and Violent Prism. And a Trap Stun and Illuminize. So I think we'll go with a Stardust. I mean, it protects itself and it's not bad. Let's get a Violent Prison out and get a Jeweled Stardust Radiance Dragon. Let's use Prism's effect. Boom. And the best part is about Violent Prison, if you attach it to a Jeweled Red Dragon Archfiend, you make it 4,000. You basically take out half the life points if they have nothing to respond to it. And I could use Luminize, but there's nothing really a threat to the fact that they'll just go up to 35 and it can protect itself. That could be a problem, but nah, nothing to do. Ooh, that could be ugly. Ha! Too bad. So let's set that out. Let's activate Trap Stun first. And you can also protect Violent President if you wanted to, but there's really no point. I'm not gonna special summon anything this turn. So let's add let's go with double paw Mahunders. And then we can attack for 35 right now. I believe it doesn't work, so because it is negated. Yeah, so there would be no point. If using Max C, that would have been a waste. Almost fell for my stupid trap. No, not really. Okay, let's protect itself. Mahunder. Use a special effect. Get a Thunder King Ryo out. Should I let that go? Yeah, I'll let it go. It'll open up the field for me. 36. Oh, so close. since it is now going to work, I will use Max C. No, using the lance. No, there's no point. I won't be able to destroy it. Set this card face down, set lance, and then we're good to go. If I had Parshath, I could have attacked him and I would have won. No, I'm good. I don't think it's gonna do anything. Yeah. Bottomless. I can just activate its own effect. Don't even need to waste a lance on it. Now I can... Seeing as I can't really do anything, I can attack and blow up both their monsters. I'll just... Yeah, that seems good to me. Destroy that. No. And just take off the material. And we'll return. You can basically sit on Stardust Radiance Dragon for a long time. Unless you have an answer for it, of course. Like this. Oh. Well, hello. I can just protect it. So, no go. Violent Prism, yeah. Parshath, let's go for Parshath. I'll show you how deadly this card is. Never put stuff in defense mode. There's no point in putting this in attack mode. Or actually, would it? Okay, 36. Yeah, it would. I destroyed it anyways. Whatever. Boop. And I win. So basically that's how the deck works. You can make the game flow in your direction if you play smart, using the watts to give yourself the advantage by like Watt Giraffe setting up for plays, Watt Pheasant removing stupid XYZ monsters or anything that gets in your way from your monster attacking. So like if they only have one monster on the field and you attack a Watt Pheasant, you removed it from play. And if you happen to have another card like Red Dragon Archfiend or a Parshath or whatever, or a Crimson Blader, you can attack directly into them for whatever 3,028 whatever, and you just dealt some damage, and the monster comes back at the end of the turn, but still you just did some damage on them, and you have you have cards to protect yourself like Mirror Force and Luminize and Trap Stun, and your only Solemn Warning. But yeah, that's basically how the deck works. It runs pretty well. It's pretty stable. I haven't had any problems with it. I mean, you do get into the occasional like shit draw, and if that happens, then you're kind of screwed. But that's with every deck. If you have a shit draw, you're not going to be able to do well for the most of the game. You can turn it around though. Like I said, if you early game in a Watt Giraffe, if you get the Watt combo off early game, then you can basically change the tide of the game. Just because you're just constantly removing their XYZ materials from their Exceed monsters. This card is like Ophion Destruction right here. I mean, it's you attack directly, then make Ophion lose all of its material. And you have 100 and 100. They're able to get out a level 4 from your hand. It doesn't have to be normal summoned either. You can just use its effect, or if you revive it with Pinpoint Guard. So that's pretty good, and Parshath is great for turning monsters up, making monsters that have less defense very vulnerable, and Violent Prism is such a great attack boost, and you have your lances here just in case, because sometimes you need to protect your monsters, because if you don't protect that certain monster, it'll just end pretty bad for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Thunder Synchro Dragon deck profile. I did edit it for September 2013 format because it had, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, and some other things, and I think Shockmaster. So I removed all that, and I threw in Trap Stun and some Pinpoint Guards in there. And I think I added another Wall Monster, and I added another Constellar Omega. So multiple light targets. Have some fun with this deck. It is a lot different in the slow format, and because you can't, there's never decks that have a response for everything. This is a great deck to play against decks that are hating against all the other more common decks that are played during the slow format, like Constellar Ophion. Constellar, Evil Swarms, E-Dragons and stuff. Prophecy still. You can have some fun with them with this light archetype. So hoping you guys enjoy this deck profile and make it yours if you want to. If not, you can have this fun with this deck. It is stable, so it does work out fine. So I hope you guys enjoy this deck. Have some fun with it, and peace out.